So why is the stock market absolutely tanking right now? What's going on, team? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. There's no reason to sugarcoat it. So Dow falls, NASDAQ market falls, S&P 500 falls. And again, this was said by a senior portfolio manager. Markets were becoming very overbought, and a pullback like this is natural given those conditions. We've been calling it that, again, it's not about preparing for a pullback because you need to sell, but it's just because when it does present itself, right, when there is a break of pattern, if we break below the moving average, you can't be surprised when something becomes very overbought that it is someone's second nature to want to maybe consider the idea that, hey, maybe it's not always going to continue to rally and form higher highs and higher lows, right? And very, very glad that we talked about that in today's earlier video. And it's not just in today's earlier video. I've been talking about this for the past few days. Obviously, I'm not perfect. My entries, my exits will never be perfect. I'm not here to pretend to be, right? But the idea is if you look at the overall big picture, markets are extremely overbought. There's no secret reason on why they're pulling back today. They're just finally pulling on back because, again, any reaction tends to be an overreaction in the stock market, and this is exactly what is happening. So if you look at the NASDAQ today, it finally ends a 10-day green streak, and it's retracing hard, right? We've said this, especially if you're part of my LPP team, right? They get to watch me trade live every day. If you want to tune on in as soon as tomorrow, it's the second link in the description down below to watch me trade live. And again, it's designed for complete beginners. But the whole idea behind that is that when we enter these sessions, right? I uploaded a video even last Saturday. It is so critical for a beginner to not get caught in the idea, the fallacy, that the market's always going to continue like this, right? It only takes, when we're this overbought, it only takes a really big seller, one big whale, to kind of be the first domino to create this ripple effect. And I think that's exactly what we're experiencing, where everyone is just coming to realize, okay, we've milked this enough. And it's not that markets have to continue to sell off. That's not what I'm saying, but it's natural. There's not one stock in history that rises without pulling on back. So it is natural to always take into consideration that we can pull on back. And when looking at this on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, again, markets really began to sell off once we broke below the EMA, the moving average, and then they began to flush out. Now we're trading at lows of 403, and we'll see. We'll see if now we capture an overreaction on the downside. But I want to remind you, tomorrow we still have those series of economic reports. GDP estimate, right? That's going to be tomorrow. Initial claims, continuing claims. And then on Friday, one of the most important reports this week, that's PCE prices. But don't worry, I'm going to make sure that I keep you up to date on everything it is that the market is factoring in advance. And all I literally ask you to do is to subscribe to the channel. Other than that, I hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading session. That's the second link in the description down below. And if you have any questions before joining, click that first link in the description and send me a direct message via Discord. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.